Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Eggs on My Pie.
Hello!
As usual.
Yes.
I don't even know what to start with this week.
Well, we could start with Bobby Kotick.
I feel like we should start with like the out of touchness.
Yes.
I feel like we should start with the stupidity that is the interview with Bobby Kotick.
Is it Vanity Fair fluff piece?
I have the whole thing here. The whole thing.
The Vanity fluff piece of...
Bobby Kotick breaks his silence. Embattled Activision CEO addresses... Whoa, hold on. Addresses toxic workforce claims as Microsoft deal hangs in balance.
Bobby Kotick is not embattled. He is currently surrounded by a bunch of yes men in the board of directors who will not fire him even if he decided to shoot someone in public. It is nothing but a fluff piece. Because I've read headlines of bits of it, and I know for a fact that he goes, "Oh, there's no such thing as a toxic workplace in Activision Blizzard."
It's all just made up by the unions.
It's the unions. The unions are making things bad. The unions are doing everything bad. Oh, you should get the unions.
While he says he's pro-union.
Yeah. While he's saying pro-union. I like unions, just not in my companies.
I like unions as long as they're not involved in anything that I do.
Yeah.
Basically.
And not even 24 hours after this annoying
yeah, we will get to that. Okay, so we're starting off with so it starts off this vanity thing starts off very weirdly.
Because it's a fluff piece.
Yeah, I know, but so it goes, Bobby Kotick has a secret. Ooh, what could this secret be? Oh my.
He doesn't actually have a heart.
Could we be finding out some deep dark thing that nobody did? No. He was ready to buy Time Warner.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. So the whole idea was Activision Blizzard were going to buy Time Warner, right?
That's a
and Time Warner would make TV shows out of the games, and Activision Blizzard would make games out of the TV shows that Time Warner had. So you'd have a Call of Duty TV show, basically. Which, in all honesty, it's not a bad idea. Considering what you see on TV now.
Oh yeah, like if you can compare it to some of the American shows that.
Yeah, come and see what. I mean, even here in Britain, even here in Britain, some of the shows like that you see. You
couldn't do it. You couldn't do any worse than some of them.
It's not a bad idea.
No, but it's Bobby Kotick.
Although personally, I'd probably say Call of Duty would fit more of a movie, but we're going too far there.
Especially directed by Michael Bay, but anyway.
Right. But yeah, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, drops this nugget early on while sitting at the company's Santa Monica headquarters for his first extensive interview since 2012. It's a Friday afternoon in mid-April. I don't know why that's important, which means the office is mostly deserted. Again, I don't know why that's important. Huge replicas.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the office was mostly deserted 24/7 due to the fact that the way Activision Blizzard treats its staff. Just saying.
Huge replicas of characters and actual backdrops from the video games, rosters of franchises, including Call of Duty, Diablo, Overwatch, and Candy Crush, dot the landscape of the open architecture space. The quiet in the building and the low mid-afternoon light give the place a slightly spooky funhouse vibe. Ooh, oh my!
And this is important to why?
I have no idea. Right, so basically now this is Kotick going on about what the whole idea about buying Time Warner was. So we'd take their IP and turn it into games, and they'd take our IP and turn it into films and television, and we'd have an extraordinary company sketching out his vision for a deal in an alternative universe in which AT&T never bought Time Warner and Activision took it on instead. In reality, the Justice Department lost its lawsuit to block the sale of Time Warner to AT&T, but during the first half of 2018, when the fate of the $85.4 billion Time Warner purchase hung in the balance, Activision took a cue from its Call of Duty commandos. It stockpiled financial ammunitions and waited patiently for an opening to pounce. They raced right, I'm going to skip this now because it just... It really doesn't really matter. It's just basically him going on. Yeah, we had the money, we had everything ready, and we were ready to go, but unfortunately the deal went through. That's basically it. Activision Blizzard over the past 5 years have been the focus of harassment and gender equality probes for an alphabet soup of federal and state agencies, from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to the Securities and Exchange Commission to California's Civil Rights Department. Kotick has been accused of turning a blind eye and failing to act to address internal culture issues, particularly at the Blizzard unit.
Also, he's been accused of threatening to kill a member of staff as well. Let's not forget that. Yes. This is the type of person that they were interviewing.
In a lawsuit filed against Activision in 2021, California Civil Rights Department alleges, gotta get that in there, alleges that women were subjected to constant sexual harassment, including groping comments and advances, and that the company's executives and human resources personnel knew of the harassment and failed to take responsible steps to prevent the unlawful conduct, and instead retaliated against women who complained. The complaint also accused Activision of having fostered a sexual culture and paid women less than men and assigned women to lower level jobs than men. Last year, Activision filed a counterclaim against the Civil Rights Department, accusing it of ethical lapses in its investigation and of attempting to interfere with the separate EEOC investigation and $18 million settlement reached in September 2021. The executive, Bobby Kotick, says he has been both humbled and outraged by what he considers malicious distortions about the company, that he has taken to great heights over 32 years to make no apologies for Activision or its culture. Oh, sorry, there was a full stop there. Sorry. So he has taken to great heights over the 32 years that he's been in charge of Activision. He makes no apologies for Activision or its culture. He says that the company is preparing to release a slew of data drawn from the EEOC investigation that he hopes will combat the perception that Activision was run as a frat house. And we're going to be getting to the next article very soon.
Yeah. You mean the investigation that Activision Blizzard did all themselves and basically said, yeah, we've done nothing wrong. We're perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
That investigation.
We found no problems whatsoever.
We found no problems with ourselves. Yes. And so, do you know, and here's the thing, do you remember, there's a story of a person who robbed a bank. When questioned, he said, I did not rob a bank, and was let go.
For a company with 17,000 employees worldwide, Kotick asserts, Activision has had a relatively low level of harassment and assault complaints, though he says he'll release a transparency report that will provide explanatory. That's the one. I can't talk today. Data from outside entities. He acknowledges that the stain left by the sweeping allegations will be hard to combat with pie charts and statistical tables.
I'm sorry, but if they turn around and go, yeah, only 10% of our staff were sexually harassed, that's still 10% too many.
That's still people being harassed, mate.
Yeah, that is still that is like you like they said, you employ thousands of people across the world. That's hundreds of people being harassed. Why does he think this thing is going to make other people change their mind on what they think about Activision Blizzard? Like, we've had people who have left Activision Blizzard when all this shit came out and turn around and go, yeah, this all happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is completely what happened.
Mm-hmm. We've had every possible form, this is Kotick talking now, every possible form of investigation done, and we did not have a systematic issue with harassment, ever. We didn't have any of what were mischaracterizations reported in the media, Kotick asserts, but what we did have was a very aggressive labour movement working hard to try and disable the company. You do realise Labour, the unions, that basically what you're accusing of, like, they don't actually want you to close down because that's a bad thing for them.
Yeah.
Like, they want you to stay around.
Yeah.
Like, unions don't want the workforces
despite what your fake capitalists keep saying, unions don't want the workplace to disappear because then their workers don't have a job.
Yeah, then people are out of job, which means then their union doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like they need you to stay open. So, but what they also need you to do is, one, actually give them a fair pay, and two, treat them like human beings.
Yeah.
They kind of need that. You know.
That's because, and here's the thing: unions wouldn't exist if giant corporations didn't take advantage of the
dicks?
Yeah, if they didn't take advantage of their workforce and threaten their underlings with death if they didn't do what they wanted.
I know. Shock horror, right?
I know.
Right. Kotick places the blame for most of Activision's image problems on what he calls outside forces. I don't understand. Everything is being accused of by people from the inside, and you're saying that it's outside people that are.
Yeah, all the stuff, all the accusations have come from staff that have either worked or still working in Activision Blizzard. They're not external accusations. They're internal accusations. These are our own staff turning around and going, yeah, it's a frat boy culture. Yes, it's this. Yes, it's that. Yes, this terrible thing happened. Yes, the room set up for women's breast milk who have just recently gave birth was just, commandeered by senior management, all male, may I add, while women were using said room for its purpose.
What he calls outside forces and labour activity around the company. The Communication Workers of America and Activision employees have filed a stream of complaints against the company with the National Labour Relations Board. Kotick believes labour organisers are influencing the state and federal investigations into harassment and gender discrimination claims, as well as the Activision employee walkouts that have been staged periodically since 2021. Yeah, by the way, just to let you know, the strikes that have been happening Activision Blizzard, they're way back when they were getting reported. They're still happening. They're just not as prominent now.
But also, right, the oxymoron of unions in the United States of America are influencing the American authorities.
I know, right? My goodness.
The country that is personified as pro-corporation will let them do whatever the fuck they want, and we don't like unions because they're commies, is apparently being swayed by unions. Bobby, what the fuck are you on? Are you literally taking your money that's in the Cayman Islands and snorting it up your ass?
So, the article goes on. It goes on to talk about there's somebody called Beth Allen, and she works with the CWA, which is the California Workers Association.
Yeah.
Sorry, union. Mm-hmm. She's I think the head, if I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly. She basically goes on this little bit. She talks about corporations choose to be disruptive when they run anti-union campaigns, and it's that sort of basically what Activision actually did.
Yeah.
When they got the union busters in.
Yeah.
To which didn't work because Raven Studios are now part of the CWA.
Yeah, even though Activision Blizzard don't recognise it.
Yeah. They are actually part of the union now, which is good. Right. In fact, the heat between Activision and the CWA has cooled a bit of late. The CWA successfully organised workers at Activision's Raven Software division, which we just said, earlier this month, while the CWA-backed Game Workers Alliance organised workers at an Activision unit in Albany? It's New York.
Albany.
Albany? Yeah, we'll go
Albany.
In December, contract talks for those workers begin next week. Over the last few months, we worked thoughtfully and productively with the CWA, Kotick explains, and we've engaged in a dialogue that will be beneficial for our people, the union, and the company. In November 2021, after allegations about the company were reported in depth by the Wall Street Journal, about 1,000 employees signed a public petition urging Kotick to resign as CEO, and yet he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. Also, FYI, Microsoft have not said anything about whether or not they're getting rid of him if the deal goes through.
Because they won't.
No, they won't. Because, Microsoft are hands off We're a hands-off publisher.
Kotick sees regulators fanning the flames that led to the journal's expose. He believes his biggest mistake was failing to forcefully defend the company and his legacy to the journal and in his public statements.
So he doesn't feel like allowing Activision Blizzard work environment to get to the state where they were being sued by the state of California is a failure. It's, I didn't defend the company enough.
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if any of what you read in the inflammatory narrative was truthful, Kotick says. Although he has become synonymous with Activision, he's quick to point out that he does not have control of the company through voting rights, as some media moguls do, and that he owns less than 5% of its shares. No board of directors is in a non-controlled company is going to allow the CEO of an enterprise to stay running the enterprise if those things were truthful, he says, of Activision's spree of bad press and investigations.
Bobby Kotick literally has people under him that will literally repeat verbatim what he wants them to say. 5%, it doesn't matter if it's 5% or 20 or 50%. If the CEO is in a position where no one will challenge him, he is completely in control of the company.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much of a percentage, especially if all the other shareholders are buddy with him. Or enough of the shareholders are buddy with him.
I'm trying to, because the rest of this article, well, not the rest of it, but this part of the article is just basically about how he took over Activision and how where he grew up and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, the Bobby Kotick story. Yeah, Bobby Kotick showed it. Yeah.
Bobby as a leader is someone who is very, very creative. He's not just a CEO who is brilliant in business. He respects the creative producer and developers and all of his different divisions, and he supports them to deliver the very best games. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm rolling through right now.
No, he doesn't. Overwatch 2 would not be a thing if he actually cared about creativity. Diablo Immortal wouldn't be the hellscape that it is. The shop in Diablo 4 wouldn't be what it is if he cared about that. Yeah, Vanity Fair, can you stop? Can you just remove your head from Bobby Kotick's ass, please?
I'm not like other CEOs that are anti-union.
No, you was.
I'm the only Fortune 500 CEO who's a member of a union. If we have employees who want a union to represent them and they believe that that union is going to be able to provide them with opportunities and enhancements to their work experience, I'm all for it. I have a mother who was a teacher. I have no aversions to a union. What do I have an aversion to is a union that doesn't play by the rules, he says.
Oh, so in other words, doesn't play by Bobby Kotick's rules, as in, yes, Mr. Kotick, yes, we will do whatever the fuck you want. Yes, Mr. Kotick. Oh, you don't want this sexual harassment thing to be made public? Oh, yeah, we'll definitely hush that up for you.
So they then start talking about the Microsoft deal. Kotick emphasises that he thinks Microsoft is a perfect fit for Activision. The company has the financial resources and infrastructure to support the kind of investment that will be needed to remain competitive in the space. Did you not hear Phil Spencer? He's not competing with anyone.
Yeah.
Like what?
Also, yeah, it would be a perfect fit for you, Bobby. Yes. I will be able to be CEO of a company that will just release shit and not have to worry about a damn thing about it because Daddy Microsoft, sorry.
I actually didn't know this. This is new to me. So basically, if the deal doesn't go through, Microsoft have to pay Activision $3 billion.
Oh dear. Phil Spencer, you need to go.
I did not know that. Yeah,
you need to go.
If the deal doesn't go through, Activision will soldier on with a balance sheet that is bolstered by $12.6 billion in cash on the books. That amount will grow by nearly $3 billion if Microsoft has to pay Activision the deal breakup fee negotiated as part of the transaction. So they'll get $3 billion.
Microsoft, can I just ask? Can I be your contract writing guy because one, I'd save you money, and two, I wouldn't put but stupid stuff like this in to something that I have high expectations of it to be blocked at some point.
We have a great company, we have an enormous amount of momentum, and we have an extraordinary balance sheet, Kotick says, and we can continue to be successful alone like we have been for the last 30 years. But it'll be great if the deal goes through because I think it's the right thing for our industry.
No, it ain't. No, it isn't. Also, if your finances are in such an amazing place, why the fuck did you not throw a lot more resources in Overwatch 2?
It is just a giant fluff piece.
It is.
The things that he says.
It is. If it was any more of a fluff piece, I'd be worried about Vanity Fair's editor and interviewer about suffocation because that's how far up his ass they are.
But. Right. Like I just read that, and that's like the third time I've read that, and I'm still just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What? Do you just stay up in the tower? Did you
well,
not come down at all?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Apparently, according to leaks from developers at Activision Blizzard, apparently not. Apparently, Bobby will just go down onto the floor and go, hey guys, everything you've been working on for the last 2 months, scrap it all, we're doing this.
Oh.
Apparently.
Oh.
No, apparently.
Allegedly.
Which I'm like, yes, Bobby Kotick seems to be that much of a dickhead.
That sounds about right.
That he would do that. It is plausible. But the absolute audacity after everything that has come out, for him to turn around and go, it's not my fault, it's the union.
It's not our fault. It's not Activolt's fault. It's the outside forces.
You actively bash unions. You bring in lawyers who specialise in anti-union regulation.
I support unions. What are you on about? I don't do those things. I support them. It's all a lie, I tell you. Lies. Charlatans. All of them. Clearly. Even though you it's on record that you hired lawyers who specialise in union busters.
Like you hired anti-union lawyers specifically to stop the unions, which I may add failed because there are unions now being set up in Activision Blizzard Studios. And then to come out and like,
but here's the best part. Also saying that there was no harassment.
Yeah.
Now, and this is the best part. At the same time, that article was released. Another article was released. Now, remember, Bobby Kotick said there was no harassment.
We found ourselves innocent of all harassment.
It's all made up. At the exact same time this article came out, another article came out.
It's almost as if they knew. It's almost as if they knew this bad news was coming out, and they were going to try and get ahead of it to make it sound not as bad as it is.
Activision Blizzard substantiated more than 24 misconduct incidents by employees last year.
Over 24. Like, if you have one, that's a concerning. When you have over 24, that's systemic. That is a issue that is being allowed to fester. This is after being sued by the state of California over harassment. Like, if you're a friggin' CEO or a manager in a company that's just been sued by a state for harassment, you should be jumping down on every single potential harassment case and making sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure everything is above board. But apparently not for Activision Blizzard. No.
Don't be silly.
Because they found themselves not guilty, therefore they can continue on doing what they were doing, because clearly what they're doing is not harassment. I'm sorry, but facts don't give a shit about your own internal investigations on yourselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. So this article by Axios. I think that's what it's called. I've never actually been on this website.
Axios, yeah.
So, Activision Blizzard saw an uptick in employee reports of misconduct in late 2022, a rise the company attributes to greater scrutiny of the issues. Okay, the company says it took over 36 corrective actions as a result of those incidents, including terminating workers for discriminatory language, physical assault. Physical assault?
This is the same company that the CEO said there's no harassment, I would like to add.
Misgendering, unwanted advances, retaliation, and 2 cases of non-consensual touching. What?
Yeah. In other words, groping.
Even 1 instance of harassment, discrimination, or retaliation is one too many, the Activision board wrote in the report. Lovely.
Honestly, here's the thing. If the PR people are genuinely the decent people who aren't, like, ass kisses to Bobby Kotick and that, I feel sorry for them. Because this is a shit show. Like, literally, like, they knew this would have been coming out, because obviously there was a quote from the board of directors. So they knew this was coming out, and then you have literally Bobby Kotick in an interview stating, "There's no harassment in Activision."
There's no harassment. It's all outside, and it's all outside conspiracies.
Also, just a few days before, they dropped the Overwatch thing regarding Baptiste and Farah.
Diablo's just come out. What are you doing?
Right? This is the thing. This is how low people regard Activision Blizzard now. Right? They dropped the Farah Baptiste thing, and I think it like they stated like Baptiste is bi and Farah's gay or something like that. Or vice versa. I haven't actually seen the actual thing because I've literally dropped Overwatch 2 since the PD
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about it, right? I don't care.
Yeah, I know. No,
I don't care about a character's sexuality.
The point I'm making is that people saw that and on social media went, okay, so what have Activision Blizzard done now? What have they done? They must have broken the Geneva Convention.
Just like.
I understand your point.
I don't understand this need to show off what sexuality you are. Right? I understood it way back when, probably when I was a kid, because like it was rare. You never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've grown up, it's become more acceptable. But now, I think we're in a year now that quite frankly, right, it doesn't matter. This shit doesn't matter.
I know, right. I personally think it's because there's a couple of things. One, the portrayal in media is a very of non-straight relationships and non-straight is very one, forced, and 2, very stereotyped, right? And 2, at the moment you have stuff in the UK and stuff in America and a few other countries that are going fucking ham on women's rights, gay rights, trans rights, and they are trying to basically remove all the work that has been done for the past like 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why like all the pride marches and all that are still needed.
I'm just on about media. Like I understand.
That
I understand media.
Yeah, that is plain and simple. We're one of you guys. Give us money.
Right.
We support you as long as you pay.
My problem isn't like there's gay people and there's trans people. And I get that. Like I'm not arsed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
My thing is that people, and mainly media, at least of what I've seen, because when I'm out in the normal world, no one seems to give a shit.
Yeah.
But the media seem to be absolutely fixated on who is sleeping with who. That's what makes them.
That's been the media since the day newspapers were made.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like, they're just they're fixated on this one little thing, of like, are they gay?
Or are they trans?
Or are they trans?
Yes,
and that's it.
Because there's
nothing else.
Because right, here's a couple of things. One, because some of these papers and some of this media is aimed at a certain demographic that don't like change and don't like this stuff, and they want to rile these people up against that, because if they don't rile these people up that stuff, these people will start thinking And that's a bad thing, because if those people start thinking, they'll actually realise that it's the people they look up to that are actually putting them in the shit that they're in now.
Right.
Right?
So we've got that. We've got the media who's just like, I just don't understand. Like,
it's like, it is the whole, like, I think cynically, right, it is the whole thing of like, you know, like whenever Pride Month comes around and all the major corporations change their
rainbow thing.
Twitter banner with a rainbow on it, right? It is basically, look, we support you, give us money. This money will then end up in politicians that hate you and are trying to remove your rights. But don't pay attention to that bit. We support you.
Yeah.
It's just basically very, very, especially in the media, it comes across to me very deliberately forced.
It just feels like, because like right now in the world, like we in all honesty, I'm sorry to trans people and gay people and women, all in all, but right now in the world, there are bigger things that need addressing than if you're gay or if you're trans.
But the thing is, they're not on about like that. They are.
No, I'm talking about media people.
Yeah.
I'm only saying sorry to them because it's just like, well, what I've just said can be misconstrued to be like, fuck trans people.
Yes.
That's not what I mean. Yeah. What I'm saying is that like the world is getting hotter every fucking year.
Prime example, UK right now, we have our government is taking its own inquiry. Its own inquiry about its response to COVID-19, which, by the way, we haven't even really started, despite the fact that a lot of countries have already finished theirs. But the UK government is taking its own inquiry that it actually set up to court, so that it doesn't have to give them information. Yes, that is a sentence that I just said.
Yeah, our own government is suing itself.
That is. That is like one of the major situations going on in the country right now.
And our newspapers...
And our media is going on about Philip fucking Schofield.
This is what I mean.
Like...
And if I'm honest, like, if Philip Schofield hadn't have come out as gay, right?
Yeah.
It never would have... It would be a thing in a side panel. In a little panel on the side of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they would have actually been, but they would have been talking about something else.
It wouldn't have gone on as long as it
But the reason why Philip Schofield is everywhere is because he came out as gay. And that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're only asked because he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he did something bad or anything like that, but because he's gay.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, but we've got bigger shit to deal with.
Yes, but the thing is, though, is that the people who want you to focus on Philip Schofield don't want you to focus on the fact that our government is a palace.
Right? Yeah, but even if we did just focus on the trans people and gay rights and women's rights, the newspapers and the media don't actually talk about the actual shit that's happening.
Well, no,
they just talk about, oh, look at this person, they're gay, yes. Or look at this person, they're trans.
Because for the last like 6 years, it's all been Don't be angry about this. We tell you what to be angry about.
Right.
And by the way, this is one hell of a fucking tangent we're going on.
Oh, it is. But I've kind of gotten sick of it.
Yes.
Like Overwatch was the end of the line. I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm fucking sick and tired.
No, right. So
of basically, okay. This is what I'm sick and tired of. Right? Somebody does something bad. A company does something fucking stupid or bad or like horrendous. Right? And what they do to get people to forget about is, look at this character. They're gay or non-binary or trans. We haven't decided yet. But look at the pretty rainbow flag that's behind them. That clearly shows that they're part of one of your group, LGBTQ. Plus people. Look at them.
We support you. That clearly shows that we support you.
Clearly we support you. And I'm done. I'm sick of it. And the media get involved and they do the exact same fucking thing. And all they do is perpetrate it even more. And it goes all over the place. And instead of actually talking about the actual shit that needs to be fucking talked about, everyone's talking about. But did you know Baptista's bi? What has that got to do with anything?
Nothing. But
exactly.
But this is the thing. Like getting back onto the story. Everyone knew the shit they were pulling. Everyone literally like let's not mention the fucking fluff pieces about it that were in the media and all that, because we all know it's fluff pieces. Everyone that I've like looked at that has responded to that announcement by Activision Blizzard literally went, okay, so what the fuck have you done?
Apparently this.
Yeah.
More harassment.
Over 2 dozen. It's like on clockwork.
I'm sorry about my rant there.
Activision Blizzard claim they are inclusive to a group, and then very shortly after, it turns out that they've actually been harassing that said group, or a different group, usually a minority, either female or trans or gay or whatever. And it's like fucking clockwork. I can instantly tell when a A game industry company announces that, oh yeah, this is that, and this is to help support our minority groups of this. You can almost guarantee within a week
something's going to come out.
Something's going to come out where the very group that they claim that they are supporting is the focus of either harassment or stereotyping or other bullshit, and like you, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of just the fucking lip service they think is needed to give support to these groups. It's like, no, they don't want lip service. They want you to treat them like people.
I would rather them just do nothing.
Yeah.
In all honesty, than pander. Because that's all it is. It's just pandering.
Well, it's even worse than pandering, because it basically it's degrading. Because it basically goes, oh, you don't care about what's actually going on. Because you only care about this.
You only care about the rainbow flag.
Yeah.
Look at the rainbow flag. Yeah. Trans, gay, bi.
You're just a stupid. You're just a stupid minority that will just care about what we tell you. That's what comes across to me. That these companies actually have very little small opinions of the groups they are targeting with these announcements and that. And it infuriates me. It's like, how hard is it to treat people like people?
Apparently it's very hard.
I mean, it is extremely hard according to Activision Blizzard, especially if you want to make billions and billions of dollars. I mean, after all, we can't call the player base. They have to be separated into their whales, dolphins, and...
What do they call their gamers now?
Oh, that's it.
Like, they don't actually call them gamers, they call them something else now. I can't remember.
User base?
Yeah, something like that.
It's something degrading.
It's something stupid. It's not degrading, but it's stupid. It's kind of like what WWE have done with their WWE universe, and it's like, no, it's just a fan base, mate.
Yeah, we're fans. We're not a universe.
We're not a universe. We're just fans, mate. Come on, calm down. Calm down. We're not Marvel. Right? Calm down.
Oh my god, the WWE universe. I roll my eyes every time
I hate those titles. I hate them.
They're ugly.
They're the ugliest pieces of shit I've ever seen.
They are ugly.
And you've got Roman Reigns walking around with 2 of them.
Actually 3 of them now. He's apparently been given a new one to celebrate 1,000 days.
He's got. Is it? I haven't actually seen it, so I don't know. Is it the same, or is it actually a different belt?
It's the same, but different materials.
Oh.
It looks awful.
Oh.
But again, like, it is this whole thing about, like, whenever a company comes out and goes, we're supportive of this group, I'm waiting for the news article of this group has been harassed by the very same company. And Activision Blizzard are the fucking pinnacle. They are literally like the worst company. Like, since Konami have stopped being absolute complete jackasses.
Actually, you know what? No. Activision are worse than Konami.
Yeah.
Activision are worse than Konami. Because at least, as far as we know, Konami was just bad to their games.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, granted, they treated Hideo Kojima horrendously badly.
Yeah.
But
nothing like this.
Like, from what we
know, nothing like this.
The problem is with that is, like, I can't look at a triple game industry. I'm literally looking at every single company in the triple A game industry, and I'm literally like, okay, so when's your turn to be up on the we treat our staff like shit? When
you mean like Arcane?
Like Arcane and Ubisoft.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Arcane in about a couple of minutes. Lovely.
The industry as a whole, because I've separated the indie scene and your double A like your smaller developers.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, I've separated those from the major AAA scene because that scene could die now. It could literally die a death, and I wouldn't bat an eyelid because, for fuck's sake, it is a cesspool of shit. It is an absolute cesspool of shit. CD Projekt Red launched, does crunch, same with Naughty Dog. Activision Blizzard literally fucking make it a place that I wouldn't want any female member of my family to go near, let alone work with.
Not just any member. I wouldn't want any member.
Yeah, no.
Let alone women.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I wouldn't even want,
I wouldn't want any of my family going there.
Good Lord, no. Fuck no. It's just toxic.
Ubisoft are literally the Catholic Church of video games, where if someone's accused of sexual harassment, they will be moved along so that they don't cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
You know, stay in the company, keep kept in a position of power, but you know, as if that's going to solve the problem.
I know. Read.
It is literally like the AAA game industry can literally die for all I care now, because all it does is abuse its player base, abuse the people who work on the games, and make a very few people at the top who have fuck all to do with the success of that industry extremely rich.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it can go and die, because I see no benefit of that industry. There is no benefit to the world, its people.
Well, I think if this is in an ideal world, okay, so bear with me. If Activision wasn't as toxic as it is,
yeah,
right, I generally believe that I think they'd actually have a lot more games coming out.
Probably.
Number one. And number two, I think things like Overwatch 2 would be encouraged instead of cut.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I think there is a benefit to having the big AAA.
Yes, there is a benefit if that money that those companies make is actually fed back into the company.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
Like, Diablo Immortal made billions upon billions of dollars. You would have thought that would have gone to fund Overwatch 2. Nope.
Yeah, $2 million a day, apparently.
Nope. Can't do that.
I don't even think it went into fund Diablo 4.
Yeah, exactly. It's just...
We will be talking about Diablo 4.
Yes.
I have been playing it, so...
So, yeah, the AAA game industry can go die a death because... we are getting shit like Redfall, and I think that's a good way to segue into the debacle that is Redfall.
And I just want to say, I'm pretty sure I called this
last week.
Not last week. I think the week
it actually came out. The week it launched and all the reviews came out. I'm pretty sure you said this does not feel like an Arcane game. This feels like a game no one wanted to make.
Yeah. Redfall devs reportedly hoped it would be cancelled or rebooted by Microsoft. Now, also during these, it claimed is that over 70% of the original workforce left.
So
while making this game,
that means goodbye to anything decent coming out of
for the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable, because everyone that has come in to replace that 70%, they need to learn how to do the job, and they don't have the experience of experienced people there to help guide new people through. So they're going to be learning shit on the fly now. Congratulations, Bethesda and Microsoft. Well done. You did a great job.
The other thing was, it's also alleged that this is a game that the people that Microsoft actually wanted. No one at Arcane actually wanted to make Redfall. Yeah. Or at least maybe they did want to make like the vampire whole game thing, but not like an open world looter shooter game.
Looter shooter live service. They didn't want to make a looter shooter style live service, but the big wigs at Bethesda at the time, because the takeover hadn't been done or announced, basically said, "No, we're going to make a looter shooter. We want to get on that bandwagon.
We want to get another live service into the action, because Fallout 76, it didn't do so well."
Still hasn't done so well.
Well, no, because the only people playing it is people who got it for free.
And then Microsoft come along, and Microsoft does what Microsoft does. Goes to the steering wheel, wonders what the fuck it is, and then fucks off.
The report, which is based on the accounts of over a dozen anonymous sources who worked on the title, said the project started development in 2018 after being pitched to staff as a multiplayer arcane game. Some members reportedly found the pitch confusing and felt unsure that the sort of gameplay Arcane was known for would translate well to a co-op setting. Which is very true, because I cannot see games like Deathloop or Prey or the Dishonored games being... Like even co-op, like just simple one and two player.
Yeah,
they don't. I don't think they translate very well to a multiplayer game.
No.
The game reportedly suffered because its development team was continuously understaffed, with Arcane Austin's office employing fewer than 100 people and insignificant outsourcing support offered by Bethesda, which does not surprise us at all. And many experienced developers who weren't interested in making a multiplayer game reportedly left the studio, with almost 3/4 of the Austin staff who had worked on 2017's Prey said to have departed Arcane by the time Redfall was finished.
I'm not surprised.
Which is, yeah.
That's a potential death nail to a studio.
That's the thing with Redfall. Like, you look at Redfall and it generally looks... Because there are bad games out there. Yeah. There are bad games out there. But you can look at them and you can say, well... Somebody at least tried on that game.
Yeah.
Right? And the only thing I see in Redfall that somebody actually tried is the art direction.
Yeah.
I think everything else, like, from the user face...
Cutscenes.
To the cutscenes.
Which aren't cutscenes, they're just stills.
It just... Nothing feels like...
It felt like people who literally had...
Everything felt phoned in.
Tried their very best to go, this isn't going to work, don't make us do it. And then when the bigwigs turned around and went, no, don't just make a live service, it makes money, live services make loads of money.
Yes.
Forgetting to look at the graveyard now full of live service games. And they turned around and so, they basically went, yeah, we're just going to do enough to get a game out and then hopefully start working on a game we want to make. Now, yes, some people will say, well, that's their job to do the best they can and all that. Here's the thing. As a person that in experience has tried to desperately shout and scream, metaphorically, not actually, at the senior management of where they work and just to be put onto blind ears, there comes a point where you literally turn around and go, do you know what? I've done everything I can. I'm just going to let the shit show happen now.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it turns into a shit show, and then you get asked, well, what the fuck happened? Because they're not listened to. The staff don't get listened to. What's the point? They're the ones making the fucking game. Why don't you listen to them?
Arcane is said to have experienced difficulties filling vacancies with lower than average salaries, its Texas location, and the desire of prospective employees to work on single-player immersive sims viewed as contributing factors.
Yeah, because they were probably trying to hire people before they announced what Redfall was.
Probably. When development of the game started, Bethesda's then parent company ZeniMax was reportedly pushing its studio to develop live service titles, and according to Bloomberg, Redfall had a significant microtransaction plan in place for 3 years before it was scrapped in 2021.
We said, didn't we?
That same year, Microsoft acquired ZeniMax in the $7.5 billion deal, and some Arcane staff reportedly hoped the Xbox maker might cancel Redfall or reboot it as a single-player game, which in all honesty they probably should have done.
Yeah, the head people at Microsoft should have looked at that game and gone, no, this isn't going anywhere, scrap it, start from the beginning. This is the thing, right? The amount of money Microsoft have, they could afford to tell studios if the game is going to be terrible, they could afford to tell that studio, scrap it, start again, right? They can afford to do it. And yet they don't. They just allow... Instead, they go the other way and go, oh, don't worry if it's shit. You've just got, Daddy Microsoft will look after you because we got Daddy Microsoft money.
Yeah, and Microsoft are just like, we don't really care. We just get it on the Game Pass.
Yeah, just release all of it. Just make a game. We don't care how good it is.
We've already gone into the pitfall of Game Pass, and I have constantly been on that Game Pass is not as great as everybody says it is. But
I feel regarding Game Pass, if Starfield comes out in a poor state, it will be in it because they know it's going to go on Game Pass, and they know that all their money is going to come from Microsoft, and they don't need to release an actual quality product. I honestly think that.
Most likely.
Because Starfield's gone through the same cycle Redfall has, in a sense. It got delayed as well as the stuff we've been shown, not the best. And the thing with trailers and developer shows of the game, they show you only the stuff they want to show you. Everything that works, everything that makes the game look at its best.
Yeah.
And so I'm not thrilled about what I got shown by Starfield. I mean, yes, the little boy inside of me was very happy when they announced, yes, you can customize your ship as much as you want. That's cool. But the actual gameplay loop, not thrilled about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so that's what you want to show us.
We need to get
us?
on No Man's Sky, because you can build your ship now. You can build space stations. We need to get on No Man's Sky and actually do No Man's Sky.
Yes.
This. I'm not actually surprised this is not a game.
Like you said, it felt like a game no one wanted to actually make. No one wanted to work on it, and lo and behold, no one wanted to work on it because again, they probably from day one were like, yeah, we don't think this is a good idea, and the big wigs went, no, we know better.
Live services are the way forward.
Live services. We could just release a ship game as a live service and then charge absolute bajillions of dollars for everything, because that's how that's how modern gaming works.
$20 for a skin, which we'll get to.
And it's why the gaming industry as it is needs to die.
Well, at least the AAA side.
The AAA side of the gaming industry, because like I said before, I separate them now because the standards, 2, the actual creativity on the indie scene is so much better.
Aye.
While the AAA game industry, it's literally the same shit year after year now. It's a loot, something that can be tied into a battle pass, something that can be tied into microtransactions, and that's it. The game is built around the monetization rather than actually having fun.
Yeah, games are built around the shop rather than the actual fun of the game. Although I would say Diablo 4 is a little bit different, but we'll get to Diablo 4, don't worry.
It depends what the end game's like, because I don't think you're on the end game yet.
No, I'm nowhere near the end game yet.
Exactly.
I'm definitely not going to be one of the 1,000 people that
max level.
Although
I guarantee the 1,000 things have already gone.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've got the one that I want. I've got pure trash. I've got my title. I'm happy.
But I think that's a good way to segue into Diablo 4 now.
Yeah, let's talk about Diablo 4. Well, Diablo 4, it's not officially out, but I pre-ordered.
Yeah.
So I got the 4-day early access.
Yeah.
So I have been playing it. Now on PlayStation, on day 1, you couldn't play the game because there was a bug, and so you couldn't play the game. But day 2, I managed to get on, and it's just like the beta. And like I said with the beta was really, really fun, and this is very, very fun. It's a lot of it's Diablo. I'm still not sold on the ability table thing that they've got. So basically, what it is.
Yeah, the leveling up system.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the level up system, but basically what it is it's like a little skill tree.
It's like Path of Exile, but without as many nodes as Path of Exile has.
Yeah. But not as not
as
even
complex.
I wouldn't even say it's as good. Honestly,
it's not right. Like whether it's good or bad, it's not as complex as Path of Exile's.
Yeah, it's
skill
not.
tree.
I would say that's a good thing though. But I don't think the actual skill tree is very good. Like the way it's done.
Yeah,
I preferred the way Diablo 3 was done, because then you could just it still lets you put in whatever skill into whatever button that you want.
Yeah.
But like Diablo 3, it was basically you just went sideways and you could just see them all. This one you've got to it's that stupid mouse thing that ever since Destiny did. All games are doing. It's that. So you gotta move this thing down. It's got to go all the way down. And then some things are like, oh no, you've got to put your ability. You've got to use your ability points to spend to open this up and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this. I do prefer the whole you get to a certain level, something's now unlocked, and you can use that if you want. I prefer that over I have to use an ability point to unlock this thing, and then I have to use another ability point to level that thing up, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I preferred it gets unlocked, and then as you level up,
it gets more powerful.
You unlock add-ons to that skill, sort of thing. I think that was a much better skill progression than this. And I know, I'm not gonna lie, Diablo 4 does feel very Path of Exile-y.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. Not in they completely copied Path of Exile. No, but there are some things in there that oh, this was in Path of Exile. Oh, this was in Path of Exile. Oh, this was in Path of Exile. And it took me about the 5th time. I went, Path of Exile. I'm saying that a lot. What's going on here?
Well, things going on in the cycle. Path of Exile probably took a lot of things from
Path of Exile
too.
Definitely took things from Diablo.
Yeah.
So
vice versa.
It's perfectly fine. That's just I think really for gameplay, that's my one gripe. Apart from the fact that they've nerfed the Necromancer from the beta, and why did you do that to me? It's nothing really does any damage other than the exploding corpses, really, and I'm just sort of oh, but I've got to kill people to get corpses, and that can take a little bit of time. And if you're up against a boss, it's a good thing because you can get some skeletons that as they cut, it spawns a corpse, so you can use them. But if you don't have those skeletons, you're buggered.
You don't have the ability to snowball like you could in Diablo 3.
Yeah,
which
Diablo,
was what was fun with
Diablo 3's Necromancer was just fun. It was stupidly fun. Once you got to the point of overpower, and this was every character. This wasn't just the Necromancer. Once you got to when you started doing Paragon levels, that was it. It didn't matter what difficult you were on. It didn't matter what skills and that you had in. You were just overpowered. It didn't matter what you were up against. You beat the shit out of that thing. I went up against Diablo, the final boss of the game, and I one-shotted him. I just one shield bash with my Crusader, dead, gone. And then he came back, shield bash, dead, gone. And then he came back again, shield bash, dead, gone. I just didn't do anything. And I know how people have been, well, it doesn't sound very fun. You don't understand the amount of work that goes into building the character to get to that point, and then to be able to just one shot everything that comes in front of you.
It's the power
There's
fantasy.
Some things just this is what I want.
Yeah, it's the power fantasy, because you before then you would get to the final boss or whichever enemies that were really, really, really difficult, and you had to be on your top game to beat, and then you keep going, keep getting more powerful, and then you come back and it's shoes on the other foot, bitch. Yeah,
see how you like it now. And I have no doubt that that's what this is going to happen with this. I just feel right now I feel like I'm slogging through the levels more than actually having fun doing it. Like at the moment, it's okay because you've got side quests to do, and they actually like help you level up faster. But the actual fighting, isn't really helpful. Like I'm on tier 2, world tier 2, which means boss enemies give me a little bit more XP and a little bit more gold, right? And I've done that deliberately because, well, it's Diablo. That's what you do.
Yeah. you do everything to try and like speed up the leveling process.
Yeah, because that's what you do. You want to get to that overpowered point, right? And like I said, unlike Diablo 3, where I still felt, even at the beginning of the game, when I was up against just normal enemies, I felt like I could take them on. It was only really the bosses that I would struggle against at the beginning.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like I'm struggling against.
Oh yeah, that's what I noticed when I played the beta.
Yeah.
The last beta before launch, and I remember going through mobs and like, this is a lot more harder than I remember Diablo 3 ever being.
Yeah, I feel like I'm slogging through it.
There's just so many enemies.
Wolves are taking way more hits than I would expect in a Diablo game. Like, but I think that maybe that's just because they've
buffed everything.
They've buffed the enemies, so it makes it a little bit harder. So that's it's just a little gripe.
Yeah.
But other than that, the game is very, very good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think Blizzard have definitely, after everything that's happened with Blizzard, they've definitely hit a home run with this one.
Well, for the game.
I'm only talking about the game. I'm not talking about the shop. However, the shop is a little bit
an abomination of Blizzard.
I do not understand this thing in modern gaming at the moment of we're going to charge you £20 to £25 for one skin. And just to put that in perspective, Diablo 3, when it gets released, is going to be a £70, Diablo 4, sorry, £70, $70 game, right? You're paying almost a third for a skin of one character in a game where you can't really see what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Just to put that in perspective, right? And it's just like, yeah, this now needs to stop. We now need to stop that. This is a joke.
This is bullshit. Because
I mean, it's bad enough that Overwatch was doing it.
They can't even. The thing is, though, like I guarantee you, they've got microtransactions. There's nothing micro about a £20 price tag. That is not like Hollow Knight costs less.
Yeah, when you're
full-fledged. Like, multiple hour, like 30 hour game.
I think it wasn't that long ago when I said they were on sale, right? And I got Dead Space 1, the original, and Dead Space 2 on my PC for, I think, £10?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but if a game on sale is less expensive than your skin in your game, you're overpricing.
There's no, and here's the thing. I know people are saying, but games are really expensive to make.
They're expensive to buy.
They're expensive to buy, and two, does anyone actually think that money is going to the people that made the art for those skins?
Because it isn't.
Because it fucking isn't.
Like,
not a chance in hell is it going.
The thing is, like, I can maybe excuse it with like Fortnite.
Because it's free to play.
Because they're free to play, and they do need to make money.
Yeah.
To keep the servers going, to keep people working and adding assets into the game, and for the seasons, and so I can understand free to play games having maybe a little bit overpriced on their skins and all that, and maybe an overpriced battle pass. I can understand it. I'm not happy about it, but I get it.
There is an argument to be had.
Yeah, they've got a legitimate argument that I can't really come back and be like, well, you're wrong.
Yeah,
right. But if you're charging people $70 for a game, and then you're charging a third of that price for one skin,
yeah,
like no.
Go ahead.
No, that's like there's no. You can't come out and be like, oh well, games are expensive. Like you're charging £70 for a game that's probably going to make a lot of money.
Blizzard made, like we said, $2 million. Was it $2 million a day?
Yeah, on Diablo more, and that was free to play.
Right. And I do not think there's not a chance in hell Diablo Immortal costs $2 million a day to run.
Yeah. It's a joke.
It is.
It's like, and you know what, the skins aren't even that good. I'm actually I've looked at the shop. The skins are shit.
Yeah.
There's a necromancer one where she's just wearing armor with a ghost face thing where she basically looks like one of the undead off Lord of the Rings. You know, the ghosts.
Yeah.
She basically looks like that. Imagine one of those green dudes.
Yeah.
In kind of Sauron's armor.
Really?
And that's really what it looks like.
And they want that, and they expect us to believe that it costs £20 to make.
Yeah. And this is what annoys me. Is like you can make money off the skins. You don't need to charge this much.
No,
because people will buy them. And you'll get more people buying them because say it's making a tenner.
Yeah, this
is look at it and go,
yeah. This is the thing. It's like they don't need. There's nothing physically being made. Once the artist has made the actual design and it's put into the game, it's coded into the game.
That's it.
That's it. You can sell it for $5 and to be perfectly honest, I think $5 is too much. $1. You could sell them for $1 and thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people would buy it.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't make all the money.
No.
Right?
This is why the AAA game industry needs to die.
Right? It's just like this. It's as bad. It's honestly as bad as Overwatch's shop.
Yeah.
Like I've looked
overpriced
at it,
for stuff that isn't actually that good.
Yeah, like you look at it and you just go, why in God's name would I pay?
There's a very good example in Overwatch. There was at one point there was a Moira skin on for sale, and it looked almost identical. It was almost as if it was a recolor of her original design.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And they were charging $20 for it, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it's alright.
They had fucking piss.
They had I think it was part of the PlayStation Plus thing. You know how PlayStation Plus sometimes gets
like free skins and
free skins and shit like that. They had something like that, and it was just an old Moira skin. Yeah, that's it.
That was it
from the last game.
That was it.
It was Moira's Talon skin.
It was that, but it was Moira's old Talon skin, but like changed the blacks to purple and the purples to blacks.
Yeah.
Literally, that they were charging $20.
And the annoying thing is the anniversary event's coming up. I think season 6 anniversary. Yeah, because the next season 5 is going to be the Summer Fest,
Summer Games Fest, also known as Lucio Bowl.
Yeah, the Summer Sports Fest or whatever the fuck they call it in game. And then after that is the anniversary one, which now in Overwatch 1, which they murdered so that they could make Overwatch 2. Which we're not getting anymore. What it was, instead of getting the normal loot box for every you would get an anniversary loot box, right? Yeah. And that had everything in it. You could get anything. Yeah. You could get if there's any skins from events past, you could get those skins, as well as you had a chance of getting like the new skins. Mm-hmm. Right, so because whereas we've complained about loot boxes, Overwatch's loot boxes weren't super bad.
No, you got them regularly enough that you didn't feel... Well, at least myself didn't feel the urge to spend money on it. Now, on the caveat on that is if people had gambling addictions... Oh, yeah. There was a big issue with that.
But aside from that, right? So, you got the anniversary boxes and you had the chance... Now, the anniversary boxes, the anniversary skins, usually were a recolor of a previous, like, popular skin that fans liked. Yeah. Right? It was like a reskin. Now, you could buy them with gold, or, as what most people did, they usually just unlocked them. Because you also got, like, extra ones by doing... Because they did a lot of events in Overwatch 1, where you could get a skin if you won 9 matches. You didn't have to win it in a row. You didn't have to win it in a row. You just had to, that. It was usually at 10. Is usually at 2 weeks. You just have to win 9 matches altogether in arcade mode. Because I used to do a lot of Mystery Hero. So and that's all you had to do. And then you got because that's how you got the Dr. Ziegler skin for Mercy. Mm-hmm. That's how you got a couple of the Junkrat skins. Reaper had one. Soldier had one. So like. I'm actually talking about Overwatch right now, and I'm remembering all the stuff that he actually used to just give you. and now you have to either grind your ass off for it, or you have to pay a ridiculous amount of money for.
Yeah. And even then, you have to pay money for the Battle Pass.
But now, right, so this anniversary event's going to come up, and I know we've gone on to Overwatch when we're supposed to be talking about Diablo, but it's all to do with the shop. Like, I can guarantee it's just going to be recolors of old skins that they're going to charge like 25 quid for.
Yeah. Assets that have been in the game since day one.
Yeah, and all they've done is like change, I don't know, they've changed Jungrak's orange to blue.
Yeah.
Like, I generally love what they've done with Soldier. They're like, oh right, so we've redesigned, because they went on this whole thing of like all the characters being redesigned.
Yeah.
Right, and all they've done for Soldier was remove the mask off his mouth.
Yep.
And he's got a bit of a beard.
He's got a beard. They gave him a beard.
Whoa.
That's pretty much it.
Whoa.
Here's the great thing. I never used any of the new skins.
I know, I've not used any of them.
I never used any, and I've never going to, because I've uninstalled that game and I'm not touching it with a 50-foot barge pole, because the very purpose of that game doesn't exist anymore.
So like my worry for Diablo is like, what are you, like, are you...
They're going to because here's the thing, the Battle Pass hasn't been released yet.
I'm waiting for that'll be released Tuesday, tomorrow?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. That is going to be the most Blizzard bullshit piece of shit ever.
I am a little bit worried
I
about
guarantee you, because you can't...
After seeing the shop, I'm a little bit worried about the Battle Pass.
After the way they've treated Overwatch, which they had the opportunity to have the most globally recognised, popular, money-making franchise ever made by a game. They had the chance to do that. And instead they decided to go for a live service, which basically went, yeah, all our creativity, you can go fuck it itself into the abyss. We don't care about creativity anymore. Because, I think the Ackman said it, live services is where creativity goes to die, because you're no longer being creative, you're just giving stuff to sell.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. Like, the entirety of the Star Watch was to sell the skins.
Mm-hmm.
They had these skins that looked fucking awful.
Yeah.
And a mode that was, I'll be honest, shit. The only new assets, because all the maps were basically just a recolor of existing maps. The assets, the only new assets were the skins. That was it. And they want us to believe them when they go, yeah, we got great PvE content. The story mission's coming. That's going to be tied to the Battle Pass.
Yeah, sounds about right.
They want us to believe that.
Yeah.
They honestly think that we're just going to take their word for it. No. Do you know the ship of trust? That sailed a long fucking time ago. You just don't fucking realise how fucking far out to sea it's gone.
But on that note, Diablo 4 is a very good game, and I think people, I recommend it. I would recommend
it's going to be, Diablo 4 is going to be
just stay away from the shop.
The shop is an abomination of everything wrong in the gaming industry.
Just stay away from the shop, and you'll enjoy that game quite easy.
Don't buy anything from the shop. Because the only thing that will stop them from doing this shit is if people don't actually buy stuff from it.
Yeah.
So don't buy anything from the shop.
In my opinion, there's nothing to buy.
Yes, but there are stupid people that
there are whales.
Blizzard made this. I have to buy this Blizzard.
There are whales who will want to have everything in the shop.
Yes.
I
know, but it's Blizzard quality.
Yes.
Overwatch 2 launched with a buggy mess, in such a buggy mess that two of its characters had to be released.
Speaking of
had to be actually removed from the game. It was that bugged. And that is Blizzard quality right now.
I will never forgive Blizzard for Overwatch 2.
No.
Because I worked my ass off with Mercy to get the stuff.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that you can only do by actually playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, I worked my ass off and I got all of them with Mercy. I started Overwatch 2. They took all that shit away from me.
Yeah.
They took it all away from me. I lost my trophies. I lost everything. And so I started off back and I was just like, all that work. Do you know how hard it was because I had to get the cute Mercy spray back when it was you had to res an entire team in one go.
Yeah.
You do not understand how hard that is in a game where basically the meta was if they have a Mercy, kill it.
Yeah.
You like that I was proud of that achievement. That I managed to do that. Also, we won that game because I managed to do that. But that's neither here nor there. And the other stuff I managed to do with Mercy to get her stuff.
Which one? I got Diva's. I got Diva's block over like 1500 damage.
Yeah.
With her nano shield.
I got Reaper's.
That's another one. That was when that was back when Diva's shield was you bring it up and it's there. It's not on a energy bar that you can just drop whenever you want. No, it was up for the full fucking time.
Yeah.
Like I had to literally look into a bastion that didn't understand what the fuck to do, and just basically the entire team unloaded into my nano shield. Like you don't understand. They don't like, and that was gone. Like
I had Reaper's cute. Where you had to kill the whole team with one Death Blossom. You had to get 6 kills. 6 kills with one Death Blossom. That was when we actually teamed up and you used May.
I used May.
You froze everybody and then dropped down and used Death Blossom.
Which was play of the game as well.
It was, which was great. But you had to work so hard to get that stuff for a lot of. Like I feel
sorry for anyone who got Lucio's The Flow is Lava.
The floor. Oh my god! I think I would have just raged and left. I would have left then. If any of you Lucio players, I'm sorry, I feel really bad for you if you manage to get that achievement
in Overwatch 1.
In Overwatch 1, and then Overwatch 2 came out and took that away from you.
Yeah, I do feel very, very sorry for anyone that did that and then had Overwatch.
I think we're
I mean, hell, I do feel sorry for all the ranked players that got top 100 only for Overwatch 2 to come along and go, yeah, all your records, they're gone.
They don't count.
They don't count. They don't exist.
Yeah.
All that time, work, and effort means for jack fucking shit. Oh, and by the way, our ranking system is actually in a bugged abomination that doesn't actually work and still doesn't work.
Yeah, apparently, it's still if you win 5 games in a row, you start losing.
You can be deranked for winning 5 games.
Yeah, which is weird.
How is that possible? How can you program that? What is wrong with? Also,
I feel like Overwatch has now become the new Marvel Avengers for us.
Yes.
Because we can't bash on our Marvel Avengers anymore.
No, it's a dead game.
Because that game died.
It is actually a dead game.
Now Overwatch has become it. Because Overwatch deserves it.
Yeah.
As much as I love that game. I love Overwatch, not Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Overwatch is broken.
If Activision Blizzard doesn't want us bashing on Overwatch 2, then here's how to do it. You've got 2 options. You either give what you promised, the PvE mode, which is with the campaign and leveling up characters that you promised, or you give us Overwatch 1 back.
Yeah, give me Overwatch 1 back. I miss Overwatch 1. The way it was as well. Don't shove the shop in there. Alright, just give me Overwatch 1 with its loot boxes at every level.
Yeah.
And all that shit.
As a sign of goodwill, just give us Overwatch 1 without any ability to buy loot boxes and no shop. Do that.
I'm down for that.
Because you're not going to get any money off us anymore, so...
Yeah. And you can just... the people who play Overwatch 2 and defend it, they can be your whales. They can be the one that make
they can be the stupid assholes that pay you all your money.
I'm free with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's that. We'll put the Activision Blizzard beating stick down now.
I'm hoping. Well, I think next week we'll be talking about some Games Fest because that's
Thursday. Thursday is the launch.
Is the opening thing.
So next week there is one more thing to talk about.
What?
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Oh yes, Metal Gear Solid Delta.
So it was announced at the Sony State of Play. Everyone was wondering, are they going to bring the old cast back? the answer to that is yes and no. No, they are not bringing the cast back to re-record any of the lines because they're just going to use the original dialogues. So, in one sense, good thing because, to be perfectly honest, the voice acting in that game is
pretty good,
damn good. It does not need any work, in my opinion. So as long as they haven't fucked over the audio,
yeah,
it should be good. However, they didn't inform any of the cast that the game was going to be remade. So when the likes of David Hayter and the guy who plays Volgin, they went, we don't know a fucking thing about it. We weren't approached. So it made people think that, oh, wait, are you going to recast everyone? No, please don't do that. Don't do that. It's bad enough that you're trying to distance yourself from Hideo Kojima in this game, and it's like, you have to have something for him. He made this fucking game. And I've already gone on about, like, Hideo doesn't really want to be associated with Metal Gear anymore and all that sort of stuff, because, in a sense, he didn't want to be...
The Metal Gear guy.
Yeah, he didn't want to be just for the rest of his life be tied to it.
Which is why Death Stranding is a thing and why it's even weirder.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, Death Stranding 2, just give me enemies that I can see. Okay?
I want to be able to actually see them and not after like 5 seconds of standing in the rain that degrades all my shit.
Yeah. Like, please, just give me enemies.
Oh, here's an idea. Let me shoot them from the vehicle I'm in. That'd be great.
Yeah, have it set like 10 years after the first one, and they've actually built glasses that you can actually see.
Oh, here's an idea. Guns on the fucking vehicle.
Oh yeah, guns on the vehicle. That'd be fun. I'd be down with that, like a little turret on me truck while I'm making me roads. I am actually with Death Stranding 2. Actually, like I am looking forward to building my road network again.
Yeah.
Because like on the server that I was on, because obviously you remember you could share you kind of shared the world, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But you could build things and that would show up in other people's.
Yeah, especially the world, the roads.
I built the entire road system.
Yeah.
On mine.
Oh, so I did.
The amount of thank yous I would get off people was ridiculous.
Yes, the same here. I did the same for my server.
I was just like, all right, I'll build a road system here, and then all right, so I can't build a road system here, so it's time to build a zip line thing up here, and it was just like, yes.
Yeah, I built the road system, and then I literally made a zip line network to each place.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was hard work. But I was so satisfied after I'd finished it all. It was
especially great. After like you'd load up the game, going back into it, and then you'd just be like, so many people, thank you, and you just see, you just thing just goes. Oh
yeah, the number just went. It was ridiculous. I remember once I went on, and I think it was 100,000 likes.
Yeah,
because I'd made them. I'd spent like a good 2 days, just moving materials from building block to building block of the road, and I made the main spine all the way down, and it was like, yeah, this is great. I love this. But Konami have confirmed it's in-house, and they're using the old voiceovers, so the cast ain't been invited back, but they're not recasting anyone. So
I suppose it's good.
It's a good news and bad news, because it was like, this is not really the way that you really should have. At least you could have at least informed the actors that this was going to happen. Like,
although they're not really. They don't have to.
I know they don't have to, but it's polite.
Yes,
it's a nice thing to say too, because those people were instantly going to be inundated by, are you going to revoice paramedic? Are you going to revoice? Is David Hayter going to revoice Big Boss? Or are they going to get Kiefer Sutherland and fuck everything up over again? Like, just let the guys know.
Yeah.
So that when they are inundated by a rabid fan base that the Metal Gear Solid fandom has, they're not literally like, I don't know a jack thing, mate. I'm sorry. Because it makes things worse. So again, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Like, I'm excited for Metal Gear Solid 3 because Snake Eater is the best of the entire series. It is, bar none. It is an amazing pièce de résistance of everything that makes Metal Gear Solid great. But it is being done internally by Konami. Therefore, I can only go off the last load of games that they made internally, which is Contra, Metal Gear Survive, and esports football.
Yeah, not a good track there.
No, it's not. So, but they have the Fox engine, which is, as I quoted before, one of the best game engines I have ever fucking seen. It is amazing what that game engine can do, and Konami fucking don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there are pluses and minuses, but it's Konami, and I will expect the worst from Konami because Konami can always be Konami.
Yes. Although at the moment,
I want to be proven wrong.
At the moment, I'm refusing to say anything bad about Konami because
look, same with that Silent Hill. The Silent Hill games, like, I'm expecting some bullshit because it's Konami, but I want to be wrong. I want.
See, this is why I'm not saying anything bad, because I feel like if I say something bad, right, it'll take, I don't know, like bad karma. And
I mean, I'm still fond of your theory that there's been a Yakuza style takeover.
Yes, I believe that
people ripped off their shirts with tattoos on their back and had a fight, and the actual protagonist of that story actually won, and he's now in charge and he's doing the right thing. I don't think that actually happened, but it would be amazing if it did.
Oh no, it didn't happen, but like, let's be honest, we all want that to actually be the way it happened.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. We've got the Summer Game Fest coming around the corner to look forward to.
Our next chat will basically just be that, because it's a 2-hour thing.
Yeah, and that's not including all the other. And
that's not including the Xbox showcase, which I think is the next day after.
Which is going to be half Xbox, half Starfield.
Yeah. Either that, or it's going to be an hour of Xbox and a half an hour.
I think it's called the Xbox / Bethesda showcase.
The thing is, Starfield has its own time. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be like an hour of Xbox and then half an hour of.
Yeah, it might be. So, but again, like, we don't know. We don't know. Microsoft are on the biggest.
I'm actually
I've ever seen.
Kind of looking forward to Xboxes just to see what.
I hope they've got something, because if they don't, it is going to be really bad.
Otherwise, as long as it's not the usual thing of we're just going to throw everything at you in like 20 seconds.
Oh, I know it's going to be.
Because I think that's where Xbox has always kind of like failed for me, was just like they just threw everything at you. And
too much stuff that we can't remember.
Yeah, and you're trying to keep up with everything, and it's just like...
Look, just...
I would rather you just focus on... Like, I kind of want this one just them to be focused on their first party stuff.
Yes.
And what's coming out.
I'm worried that they actually don't know what they've got is a good thing, which is why they shove everything in front of you.
Possibly.
Like, they don't know what's going to be an actual good game.
Like, I've actually
which actually is a fucking frightening prospect.
I've actually got my fingers crossed that we're going to see the sequel to Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, because that's literally falling off a fucking cliff.
I've got my fingers crossed for that, because I actually like that game, and that is a game, the sequel, after seeing what I saw...
Potentially could be a...
for me, I mean, Redfall was originally going to be the game that I bought an Xbox for, but then obviously it came out and... Yeah. But, like, I've now got my fingers crossed that this is actually going to be a good game, and I might get an Xbox for it.
Before we end, speaking of Redfall, they are still advertising Redfall as a reason to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, pretty much.
They are still advertising, like, okay, I understand that you've probably already spent this money, but you need to pull the ads. You need to pull the ads, because you're literally saying, yeah, this is the reason. This game is the reason to buy a Xbox. A broken, unfinished, dead-eye, unfun looter shooter is the best thing the Xbox has going for it. It's not good. It's not a good look.
I'm kind of actually, I am actually looking forward to the Xbox Wing, just to see what they
have off. To have something.
There's we will have the Ubisoft as well. I think they're the weekend, like Saturday or something.
Yeah.
There's to look forward to.
Again, it's going to be just a bunch of...
I don't know. I don't know.
Yves Guillemon's got to be there to say something and not actually apologise about the shit that goes on in his company.
We'll probably see another trailer for Skull and Bones that's going to be out again soon, and then not.
TM. I would love to say Ubisoft are going to show off a.
We'll get. I'll tell you what we will get. We'll get the reveal thing for Splinter Cell. You know, like the quick 5-second thing.
I don't even think we're going to get that.
I
think it's a meme.
I think we'll get.
I think it's just an in-house.
Well, no. Here's the thing. They've actually said that they're making a Splinter Cell, haven't they?
They're apparently still making Beyond Good and Evil 2.
That's very true. Yeah, but that's what I say. Like, we've actually seen something of Beyond Good and Evil 2, right?
Yes,
that's as far as we're going to get with Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
We're going to see, like, a
We're going to see
CGI
Sam Fisher. We're going to see Sam Fisher, the fucking...
The night vision
the
stuff.
night vision stuff, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's all we're going to get. It's just,
and that's all
and
the
then
fans are going to get for about 5 years.
We'll go on to the new Ghost Recon game, which is going to be about as good as Breakpoint. Yeah. And we'll see a new Far Cry game.
Yeah.
I guarantee we'll see a new Far Cry game.
We'll have a new Watch Dogs game, which will somehow be worse than Watch Dogs Legion. That game, if they'd actually put some thought into it, it would be great. If they're actually putting some thought into, like, well, this guy is a security officer for this group, and he's going into a building of this group as a security officer, so he doesn't need to be fucking hiding from everyone. But no. All it does is he doesn't get spotted as quickly.
Yeah. We've got Devolver Digital.
I'm looking forward to Devolver Digital because it's going to be batshit insane, and that's why you watch it.
And we've got the PC Gaming Show, I think, is there as well. And I like the PC Gaming Show.
Yeah, you get some cool little things. Good. Yeah, you get some cool
a lot of indies on the PC Gaming Show usually. So, you know, there's a lot to look forward to.
There is indeed.
So next week it will probably just be the Summer Games Fest that we're chatting about.
Yeah.
Because there's just going to be just so much I've revealed. So I hope you've got a new notepad.
I've got enough pages. I just got to tidy mine up.
I'll get a new notepad. It's fine. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles!